Hello again, girls, and welcome back to lesson 3B. So we are continuing to color blend the robin bird. I have set my alarm again for 20 minutes, so let's continue. Right, girls, so last time we did the chest of the robin bird, and seeing we are busy with the feathers, let's just continue with the feathers, and at the end we can do color blend the eye and the beak. Right, so we're going to carry on the top of the head. We're going to start there. So let's do that. So let us see which colors we would need for that from our oil pastel range. Right, so we can use this brown for definite, number 9. And the more red brown, like a burnt sienna, number 8. Let's go with this color here, pale brown, number 7. Let's also add yellow ochre, number 6. And we're going to add gray, number 26. We're going to add black, number 28. And if you look carefully, there's even a bit of purple, number 13, and some old rose, number 20, and then some white as well. Okay, so if you look carefully, oh, the light, there's even purples in there, and this is called ochre. Okay, it even shows a bit of olive green, right? A bit of olive green. So there's a whole variety of tones in there. Right, girls. So as I mentioned last time, we have to think of the texture of feathers. So if we look at this particular section here, you'll see that is much lighter, and there it's like a dark type of triangular shape, like a triangle on its side. Okay, and there's a variety of different colors, whites and blacks and browns, etc. So what is important is that we get these tonal shapes in. Okay, so that's a light shape, you can see, and then we'll do the rest section by section. Okay, so let's start at the top. Okay, let's start with the reddish brown color. It is called Van Dyke brown. Okay, just to get that, as you can see there, it is quite dark where the red section meets the rest of the feathers of the bird. Okay, and let's get that nice bit of brown in there. Right, so we're thinking the whole time feathers, feathers. Okay, it goes down a bit, that shape. Excuse me, and then up. Okay, there we go. And we do a few feathery shapes in like that. And then we're going to color, we're going to blend in the other tones as well. Always thinking of the direction that the feathers would go. Right around the edge there, it's a bit darker. Great. So we can take a tiny bit of black just to give it more definition. Tiny bit. Just a tiny bit to color blend. It goes in and up. Tiny bit to bring that distinctive shape of the excuse me, patterning of the red section, which is and the separate other coloring of the feathers. Okay, so we are going to blend into it, so we can also do a few darker markings there. Right, as you can see. As I mentioned, you can always Google this little birdie on your phone, and you can look at the image yourself. Okay, so this is more or less where that lighter tone is. Right, So there it's also still dark, dark. And also a bit of this in there. Okay, but we must just remember that is lighter. So let's do the top bit first. So there's quite a bit of grey in there as well. Let's do those grey little speckly bits. There we go. Nice little feathery top. Can you see it's coming together? You can do a tiny bit of this. Let's first do the rose, the old rose before we go to the purple, to be on the safe side, so we don't jump too much into the more daring tone. But why not, eh? Let's give it a bit of purple here and there, a little bit of punch. So I'm building up all these different color tones there. You can't see too clearly, but you just carry on. Use all different ones until you are happy with the result. And a bit of brown, this Van Dyck brown, that needs to go in. I always say, and some girls always do smile at me when I say it, that your art talks to you. It tells you what it wants. Do more bit of this color, a bit of ochre. You can add a bit of ochre in there. And then if it's too much, we take another color and go over it. So maybe that was a bit much. Until you are happy with what you have done. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to add a bit of white, just a few specks of white, blend it in. Right. And then we continue here on the side. See the darker bits there? Those darker bits. Excellent. There we go. Like I say, you can always overemphasize. Use your artistic license there. It's a bit lighter, but just this is just a guideline of what you need to do, and then you can always add your own bit to it as well. Let's put a bit of this color into. Right, so it's starting to look quite rich in color, and we are keeping to the darker tones, and we'll move to always doing the feathery texture. Okay, we'll move to the lighter tones. So you can see that is quite pinkish. Yeah? This pale old rose color. So let's do a bit of that in there. Okay, I have bought a new box, and I am using of oil pastels, and I am using the edges because you can get a nice fine detail on this flat end. So I'm using the edges of the flat end. Okay, then we continue. So we just carry on further down. Take your greys, work into it with your greys. There we go. Okay. Up to there about here. Nice little grey bits. It's a bit darker here at the edge again where the two. Are we still on? Yes, we're still on. Excellent. I hope I didn't lose you there. Girls, I just need to stop the video to see if you got that last little bit. Sorry, I'll be back now. Hello girls, I'm back again, and I actually did lose you for a little while there. My husband's cell phone ran out of storage space, so we quickly had to make a bit more space available, which gave me an opportunity also to look at the video again. And I just want to correct a few little things. As you see, I mentioned you look at the shape of tones, and just the little things that worry me a tiny little bit. Here, this shape there, I just want to correct that quickly. There we go. There's a nice distinctive shape there, a highlight there. And this is also a bit lighter. I must say I am a bit nervous. I've never done this color toning before. on video. Well, I've done it lots of times, but not on video. So it is all a bit daunting. But anyway, thank you so much for accommodating me and my boo-boos that I do as well. But anyway, let's just carry on because I won't be able to edit this. Okay, girls. So now we have seen that we're doing that shape a bit lighter. Right. So now let's carry on. As we see there, we've got that shape goes more rounded like that. Great. Excellent. And let's just add a few lighter tones in. It's not quite as dark, especially this patch got a little bit too dark. So we've added bits of that old rose, purple, the brown. Okay, so there we go. It's coming right now. I am looking at 3 images. This cell phone image, my actual drawing, and the one I'm busy filming. So it is definitely multitasking. Right. So let's add a bit light in there. A bit of ochre. Right. That's that olive green we saw as well. I did reset the alarm again. It might just be over or under 20 minutes because I always have to, let me just get that shape right. I always have to also get my picture on my cell phone first, so that also takes a bit of time before I actually switch the video machine on. If ever you want to fix up a little mistake, you can always take a sharp object. Well, I'm taking the corner of this ruler, and you see that does scratch away some of the actual oil pastel, and you can, if it gets too thick and you want to fix it up and take some of the actual layer of the oil pastel off, you can do that. Like there, I just want to get that pattern of the little forehead in. Let's take a lighter color. There we go. So I've got that cute little design in there, excuse me. There we go. One's throat gets a bit dry from talking a lot. And then let's just do that little marking. It's got a curve and it goes around here. And you always kind of make it work. It has to submit to you. If you feel that, oh, what did I do? Just carry on until the actual artwork submits to you. In art, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Okay, so I always tell the girls, take a bit of that off. I like that little pattern. It makes it a little bit of a pointy pattern. You see that one there, where it goes up and around, a little curve. Right, a bit of this yellow in. A little fringy bit. Excuse me. There we go. Just using my fingernail now. And we persevere. And then we just bring that roundness in. Go to my favorite orange. There we go, girls. You know, for now that should be fine. Bit of this color. Let's just add some of this color also in there. Get that feathery texture. Lovely. There we go. So you see, I always go back, look at it again. If you're not happy, you can go back to it. There's a bit of lightness there too. Put that in. And so you build it up. Okay, so I've spent quite a bit of time fixing that now. Let's go back to a bit of light. Okay, so that's fine for now. And if all else fails, we always add a bit of white for a bit of nice texture. There we go, and in there too. All right. Often by just doing, one learns a lot by just persevering and trying to fix up things, and if they don't seem to work, art is a process of perseverance, and it gives it a bit of character. This was also a bit lighter here. Hey, see, there's a nice light shape there, that distinctive light shape, which I'm going to add in now, which is right there. Okay, so you see, I'm going back and working on it if I'm not happy with certain areas. You have probably noticed that your teacher is a bit obsessive compulsive, and that is how the Lord created me, and one just has to kind of make it work for you. Right, so make that a bit more orangey there. Okay, girls, so let's yeah, you see, it actually looks nice with that bit there. Makes it more interesting, that shape. See that light shape, that curve. So those are the little things that make it interesting, because it sees that you have observed it. You've actually observed the looking and drawing what you see. Hey, that nice curve there. All right. Okay, girls, so let's move back to this section here. So we are continuing here now. Right, so that's a lot lighter. And then there's that curve. Okay, so there are those feathers. There is that line there, and there's another little line. Right. And that is a lot darkened. Okay. So we put that in there. It's quite dark too. There's a little feathery thing also there. That little shape, which is also darker. Okay, so we put in all those darker tones. Let's do it with black slightly, just to get the definition of those shapes. Just a little bit. There we go. A little bit underneath there. You also see that dark line. We can add that in. So we're establishing our shapes now. Okay, and there it goes a bit, right up to there. Let's just see. Okay, we're going to put slight little feathery. There's that line there, and there's a tiny little shape there. Okay, so we're drawing in those shapes, just looking all the time. Okay, so let's see, tonally, let's just start with this brown. We just bring in those feathery shapes. There we go. There we go. Right. Nice. Okay. Bring in that tone. There's definitely purple in. Okay, let's just see here where there are two definite darker ones. There's a darker one, there's a darker one, there's a bit. So I'm putting in all those darker little bits just to get some structure. Right, there's that, and then there's also a bit dark to get some structure. I can emphasize that with a bit of black, just so it's got a bit of depth and structure, those little bits. Okay, girls, are you still with me? There we go. And now we kind of fill in between. Let's take this, there is a bit of that rose, quite a bit of that rose, old rose in. So now, gosh, girls, our time is over. But let's just carry on for a few more minutes, I think, because I have spent time fixing up my previous tutorials tonal blending. So we're going to go a little bit over time. I'd like to finish this section if that's okay with you. Okay, there we go. So there's a lighter bit in there. Great, and let's do those lighter bits there. Always thinking there's a lighter bit there. Okay, always thinking of the texture. There we go. Remember that bit of olive green we saw there? Softly introducing that. Maybe give it a bit here and there at the top too, so it just doesn't jump out too much where we're doing it here. Oops, can you still see? Right. So I'm enlarging and doing all those different colors and tones and shapes. Right, so there we go. A bit of this brown again. Bring that in. It's got a bit of olive with it. Okay, girls, so I think best is not to have a definite set time of 20 minutes because let's just each time choose a section to finish, and the 20 minutes was kind of a point of departure. Now we're evolving to just doing sections, but they won't be too long because, like I mentioned, it is a problem editing such long videos. Right, girls, so we're moving, so you're getting the idea. Okay, this is all a learning curve for all of us, hey? And we learn as we go along. Things change and evolve continuously. Right, so there we go. Let's bring in a bit of purple. Nice purple bits there. Okay. Nice there. Nice purple bits there. That's a bit big, but never mind. There we go. Right. There we go. Another bit of, that's quite a distinctive lighter shape there. Goes a bit lighter there, a bit lighter there, lighter, 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 and that's quite light there. Okay, so a bit light there. So you just fill it in with these other different tones until you are quite happy with it. We don't see any white paper sticking through. Let's go back to the old rose. Okay, just fill it up nicely. It's kind of got a nice curve there where the feathers are, these lovely feathers. Bit of grey. That's a lot lighter. Again, you can go back, make it lighter. You can see that's a bit darker there again. Okay, there we go. Thinking of feathers and textures all the time. I think I said leaves earlier on. We did so many leaves last time. They're still on my mind. Okay, back to this color. And put a bit of rose. So you see I'm just moving around as a color jumps out to me on the actual image. Oops, can you still see? As the color jumps out on the actual image, I choose it. So let's see. Let's see how it's looking. It looks a bit darker on this one. More or less, hey, this back section needs to be a little bit darker probably. There we go. Okay. And here's a bit of a feathery shape. Right, girls. So it's more or less here. It's a bit darker too. There's a nice feathery shape coming in there. So you can carry on and on. The longer you do this, the more it actually looks like the image. Layer after layer. You can go back to your black again. Bring in that definition. There's a bit of definition. There it goes up a bit. There. Okay, so now you see how I work, girls. I could work on this still for quite long, but I don't want to keep you too long. You've also got so much other academic work to do, but you get the gist of it here. Building it up, and then you look at it all over again, the whole effect again. Look at the whole image. You got that shape right round it, overall effect. A bit more purple maybe. There's that line there. There's that little bit. Right, girls, I think maybe we should just call it a day, and next time we continue with the next lesson. Put a bit of shading in here. Okay, so that is, just make this a bit lighter. Right. A bit lighter there. A bit lighter there. Great, girls. And that lighter again. Okay, girls, looking forward to tutorial 3C next time. Keep well, girls. Bye-bye.